Ooh, get ready to
Nick, are you there? You're cutting out.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you go. I don't know if it was you, me, but hey, what's going on, guys? Here with the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast on a Wednesday. We've actually got quite a few topics to talk about. Nick, what's going on?
What is going on, folks? Can I start doing it? Can I start doing it like Sean every time? What's up, you guys? I don't use my last name ever, but Nick here from Pro Wrestling, managing editor of ProWrestlingUnlimited.com,
Okay.
co-host of the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. You can find us at ProWrestlingUnlimitedSelect.com.
Because that's the thing.
For our Patreon. It's not. Please don't go to the website. But, yeah. Welcome to the Wednesday show, guys.
Hey, they could go to PWUnlimited.net.
Oh, yeah, they could. That's a good transition there. Please go to the web. Like, seriously, before we start this off, it's September 19th, 2018. We're going to be talking about the World Cup, Rey Mysterio, WWE Impact meetings, all that fun stuff. Before we get started into the meat of things, go over to our website, PWUnlimited.net, and just go give some love on some of those articles. And just comment in there, talk, discuss in there. It means a lot to not only myself and Tim, but to Nicholas, who's been like just slaving his ass off over it. And the other day he was like, dude, we had like 3,000 views on the website. It's incredible. And we want to start navigating more community there. We're going to start doing a lot more cool stuff there. I have a few a few things in mind that I do want to get rolling on here very soon, but go show some love on the website, PWUnlimited.net. Comment in those little at the end of each article. Give your thoughts, what you think about it, or just say hi to us. It means a lot to all of us at PW. It's really, really sweet. You guys can also text into the show at 510-906-1341. 510-906-1341. I want you to text me. Are you more of a burger or are you more of a chicken burger kind of guy? Like a chicken patty? Like a chicken sandwich? So when you have a burger, do you want it to be chicken or do you want it to be beef?
Now, are you talking like crispy chicken or like a chicken patty?
That is the thing. Today, I typically go with like a breaded chicken patty.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant.
But today, I went with like a chicken breast on a hamburger bun.
Oh, that's pretty good.
With some brie cheese, ketchup, pickles, and mayo. Dude, it's the best. So definitely text in. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. So, we've got a whole bunch to talk about. Like I said, the WWE World Cup at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. We're going to be talking a little bit about Rey Mysterio as well. We're going to be talking WWE Impact meeting, that fun stuff. Yeah, what do you want to start off with, Tim?
Apparently, we just talked the Impact WWE meeting. So
let's talk that first. That sounds fun.
So, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, he reported yesterday that Impact officials Ed Nordholm and Scott D'Amore actually traveled to Stamford, Connecticut to meet with Triple H's executive team. Now, I don't know if Triple H was there or not, but all we know is members of Triple H's team were present for this meeting. They state that it was just a, hey, how you doing? Let's get to know each other kind of meeting. Mm-hmm. Some feel that they're going to start maybe sharing content, maybe like licensing more content out to the WWE to use for DVDs, use for stuff on the network, maybe even put stuff up on the network. That's the going feeling. Now, the thing about this, though, is Impact had a very busy week this week. They started their week off in Manchester, England. Then they had to go to Mexico City, Mexico to do TV tapings. But in between those two, they went and had the meeting at the WWE headquarters. So it's like this meeting had to be more than just a, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
If they did it, like if they did it in the middle of this big, all this travel. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like a, hey, how you doing? My name's Steve. My name's Paul.
Now, one thing that I can say is Mike Johnson also came today and stated that apparently Impact officials are upset that the news actually leaked out. Which, if it was nothing more than a "Hey, how you doing?" why would they be upset?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing about this, some people are now asking, well, does this mean they're trying to sell the company to the WWE? Anthem knows that they bought, a money loser and they want to just get out of the wrestling business. I don't think that's true, because when they were in Mexico City for the TV tapings, they were trying to get guys to sign new contracts. If they were looking to get out and sell the company, they wouldn't be worrying about signing contracts with guys. I think it was Pentagon and Phoenix were spoken to about a new contract. LAX were spoken to about a new contract. Mm-hmm. So if they're trying to sign guys and keep guys with Impact, then it doesn't mean they're trying to sell the company. Now, could this be a thing where maybe they want a talent share with WWE? I don't know if WWE would be up for that. WWE barely does that with indie promotions in the UK.
Right.
But it's
so I really like in chat what Sergio Gomez recommended. Is he just said probably use some Impact stars for the World Cup. I doubt it, but it would be cool.
It would be. But who?
You could use
who do you want? Johnny Impact?
Anyone. Johnny Impact or Johnny Blackcraft. Let's get it right there.
Hey, he's going to be Mundo to me.
No, he's Johnny Blackcraft all day. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he's John Morrison all day long.
That theme song was probably the greatest theme song I'd ever heard.
Which one, the Morrison?
Yeah, the Morrison one was like down, 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 down.
Because they wanted him to be freaking Jim Morrison of the Who.
Did they really?
Well, that's who the John Morrison character was based off of, Jim Morrison of the Who.
I never knew that, actually.
Fun fact. One of my best friend's dad's actually cousin of Jim Morrison.
Oh. Who said that in here? Who was it? I just saw two. J1 Flights says Brian Cage. That dude is literally the scariest man I've ever met in my life. I saw him in person at a big time wrestling show out here in Newark, California. That dude has like muscles on his muscles who also have offsets of muscles on top of other. The dude's very ripped. Him and Jordan Grace, love it. Love watching.
They just wrestled like over the weekend. That singles match.
They did wrestle a singles match over the weekend. It was phenomenal.
So
it was a lot of fun.
Travis Ray says, nah, he's Johnny Nitro to me.
Johnny Nitro. Oh, throwback. Jeez.
That's way back in the... I mean, screw it. Let's just go... His real name, John Hennigan.
Yeah, I don't like John Hannigan. That's kind of
now. I have seen this, and I doubt this. The WWE fan guy says the meeting was about the Impact Hall of Fame. I have seen people try to suggest maybe they were trying to get WWE to allow them to use AJ. WWE doesn't give a crap about their Hall of Fame.
I guess they could.
They're gonna say, "What do we get in return?"
Yeah,
because the only reason WWE, because they did the thing where WWE allowed them to use Christian for a night.
Christian!
But that was only because that was... You know why they allowed him to use Christian for a night, right?
No, I don't.
They wanted Rick for the Hall of Fame to go in with the Horsemen, and Rick was under contract with TNA. So they were like, can we swap talent? Can we have Rick at the Hall of Fame ceremony? You guys can have somebody. And they were like, well, can we have Christian? And the WWE was just like, it's just Christian. Take him. You can have him for a night.
It's just Christian. Fuck him. Or frick him. I'm trying not to...
Sergio says Eli Drail. It's Eli Drake.
Oh, good old Eli Drail. Big fan of him.
But, yeah, so, I mean, I doubt they really care about, oh, well, Impact wants to put AJ in their Hall of Fame. They're more of, well, what do we get out of it? Because,
right.
It's all about WWE and what do they get? Getting a butt ton of money from Saudi Arabia.
That's very true.
Apparently they got like $58 million last time. And the big question is that $58 million for the year or $58 million each time they come? Just think about that. They're going twice this year.
I highly doubt it's each time they go.
Well, we'll know in the January quarterly earnings for the last quarter of the year. In the earnings report. If there's another $58 million listed other, then you know where that came from.
Dude, they're making so much bank off the Saudi Arabian market. It's incredible.
They're getting money from Australia, nowhere near 58 million. Then they're going to get billions from Fox, and or $1 billion from $1.25 billion or something like that from Fox. Another $1 billion from NBC for Raw. If these people, like, they can't go out of business unless they say we don't want to be in wrestling anymore. That's the only way. The McMahons can't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Either that or Vince loses money on the XFL and he just like take everything from WWE. I highly doubt that though. Sergio Grado cannot go to NXT UK as he is signed with World of Sport.
No.
What?
I like Grado.
Grado's like one of the focal points of World of Sport.
Him and Hendry.
Who is also in TNA, and they're pushing a lot, or Impact, I mean.
Who we've also interviewed.
Yeah, we have. One of our first interviews. Might have been our first, actually.
Yeah, I think it was.
1 year ago, almost.
What a time, man. ICW, thanks for work. Because I know ICW are avid listeners of the show. Thanks for watching it, or thanks for letting Hendry come on, giving us that chance. That was so fun. That was ahead of their Fear and Loathing pay-per-view.
Correct. Now, speaking of Impact for a second.
What's up, Rock Solid? He just said, just got here. Sup, Tim and Nick.
So, speaking of Impact for a second, and one name that's always been connected to that company is Jeff Jarrett. Apparently,
Double J.
You heard his match coming up with Dr. Wagner Jr. in AAA?
Oh, that sounds awful.
He's going to do a hair versus hair match.
Oh, goodness.
And
Oscar...
I can almost guarantee he loses.
I don't think so.
What?
Oscar says, wasn't Stephanie big on Crazy Steve?
Kind of. Because she knew his story about being blind, and they can spin that to look good for the company. Because without contacts or glasses, he's legally blind.
Please.
So the story I had heard was Stephanie heard that story and thought it would have been PR gold.
Oh, goodness. Fuck.
But apparently he didn't impress as much as they thought he would.
I wonder why. Because he's blind.
Well, he wears contacts when he wrestles.
Sergio, we will definitely talk about that. I think the short form answer, yes. I think short form answer, yes.
To get back to Jeff Jarrett for a second, he's going to wrestle Dr. Wagner Jr. in a hair versus hair match. Now, the reason I think Jarrett loses is because they've already set up Wagner for a hair versus mask match next year against LA Park. He can't come in here and lose his hair. Yes, he can grow it back before next year's Triple Mania, but it would just make it seem nothing.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, like, oh, you've already lost your hair once. You don't care about losing your hair.
Yeah.
So
I do really like the
Jarrett might be bald here in the next month and a half.
I do like the importance of mask versus mash and hair versus hair type matches. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Travis Ray, that's an interesting statement. He says, you know what's sad? Goldust is probably in Cody's shadow now.
True.
I don't know, man. I think you can't really lump those two into the same
Why not?
shadow. They're like two completely different entities.
But they're still brothers. And they're still both the sons of a plumber's son.
I get that,
You're
but
the grandson of a plumber.
But like, I feel like with Goldust, he's had such a successful career. Would you say Goldust has had a successful career? I think so.
To an extent, yes.
I think to be around this long, to be such a polarizing character, and I think to still be around today, I think that makes you one hell of a wrestler.
I saw a recent shoot interview Terry Reynolds did with Tommy Dreamer. And they were talking about when they were first pitched the Goldust character. And Vince told, Dustin, this character is going to be androgynous. And she goes, I'm pretty sure Dustin had no clue what androgynous meant, but he just said, whatever Vince tells me, I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah, he also considered getting implants for the part.
Yep.
And I think that's one thing that I've always really, really liked about Goldust was he was very, very committed to the Goldust character.
Right. And
I should say that's what I liked about Dustin Dustin Runnels was that he was very committed to the Goldust idea and the character.
And then Terry said that she came up with the Marlena character because she was just like, I think this character needs a valet, but we can't have just another blonde girl on the roster like Sunny or Sable. And she came up with, the Marlena character who was, sexual in a different way than Sunny and Sable, and she was a little androgynous herself, and more of the old school kind of. How did she? I can't remember exactly how she explained her initial pitch of Marlena, but she was like, she was just like she was not somebody of this time. She was kind of a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
With a cigar and all that,
and as we talk a little bit about Dustin Runnels, one thing that's pretty synonymous with that, like the Rhodes idea is Starrcade, and they just announced the 2018 Starrcade for the U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yep. Let me pull up the card for that. They have a full lineup.
I have it right here, baby. Currently, right now, we have I'm on the website, our website, PWUnlimited.net. They have a Cincinnati street fight, The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. The WWE Championship Steel Cage match, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. SmackDown Women's Championship Steel Cage match, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. SmackDown Tag Team title match, New Day and The Bar. United States Championship match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. And Elias performs with special guest, Ric Flair.
You think Elias plays the Ric Flair drip?
Absolutely. Also advertised for the event, you have guys like Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, and Alexa Bliss. This will be taking place Saturday, November 24th, 2018. There is a ton of wrestling in the coming months.
With Starrcade, it looks like they may air this one.
You know what? I hope they don't.
Well, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, he said he asked around and said, people within the company, and they were all like, no, we don't think it's going to be aired like last year's wasn't. But then Johnson noted that he looked at the tickets, and they're selling the special chairs. Oh, and then the person that he spoke with, he told that to them, and they were like, oh, well, we only do that for pay-per-views and television, so we may be airing this show. So there is a slight chance they may be airing this year's Starrcade event on the WWE Network.
You want to know why I don't want that?
Why?
Because of these two matches. Because of AJ Styles and Joe and Becky and Charlotte, both in steel cages.
Uh-huh.
Now, to me, I don't mean to sound like old hickin' yokel Uncle Toucher. Back in my days of wrestling's, the men and the boys were bullshit like that. Well, I am of the belief that steel cage matches should be really big blow-off ending matches. This should end feuds. Something like a steel cage, a ladder match, a hardcore match, something like that. Something big needs to end a feud.
True. I mean, last year Charlotte wrestled Natty inside a cage at Starrcade.
That's very true. Wasn't that just, were they feuding at the time, or was that just put together?
I think it was just put together.
Okay. I mean, and we also don't know if it's going to be AJ and Joe in that cage.
Well, that's what they're advertising. So
that's what they're advertising.
Well, here's my thing. It'll probably be AJ and Joe. We don't know who the champion will be.
That's another good point.
Because Joe's got at least probably 2 more opportunities to win that title. He'll get the shot. He'll get the match in Australia. We know that for sure. And then he'll probably end up getting another match in Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia.
So, touching a little bit on that, you've got November 6th, you got Starrcade, but let's start back kind of in chronological order, I guess. October 6th, you've got Super Showdown. November 2nd, you got Crown Jewel. December, I believe, is TLC.
Yes.
Which we're going to. Thank you, Baby Huey. I love you.
You skipped Survivor Series in November.
I skipped Survivor Series in November, and then you also have in November Starrcade. We're gonna have.
You missed one.
What?
The night before Survivor Series War Games for NXT.
Nah.
Nah.
You are going to have a really fucking stacked, like, few months of wrestling, and that's going to be really, really cool.
That's just WWE you mentioned, not counting New Japan, who's got
Yeah,
Strong Style Evolved next weekend. Who's
that's
got,
not
Strong Style
counting New
Evolved.
Japan. Fighting Spirit Unleashed.
Fighting Spirit Unleashed.
I kept calling it that. Which, God, we're going to that too.
Yep. You've got Fighting Spirit Unleashed. You've got, what is it? Ring of Honor's got Death Before Dishonor coming up. Final Battle coming up in December.
You got a whole bunch of stuff coming.
There's a lot of wrestling coming our ways here very shortly. The end of this year.
And one thing I want to talk about with a whole bunch of wrestling coming to us very shortly within the year, there's a guy that just re-signed with the WWE. There's a man with a mask that just re-signed.
He reportedly.
Real quick, before we talk about him, let's take a look at the text line real quick. If you guys want to text into the show, 510-906-1341. That is 510-906-1341. What do you guys think about Rey Mysterio coming back?
Rey Mysterio jumping out the sky to a new 2-year deal.
I'm surprised it's only 2.
He wanted 18 months. So, Mike Johnson broke the story today. The Rey
Hold on,
Mysterio.
I'm stupid. What's the difference between 2 years and 18 months?
18 months.
2 years is
2 years is 24.
36?
2 years is 24.
Wow. Hey, fun fact, I graduated high school.
So Mike Johnson broke the story today that Rey Mysterio has officially signed a new 2-year contract with the WWE. Rey Mysterio initially wanted an 18-month contract. He didn't want to be locked in for a full 2 years. Now, in this 2-year contract, he does have, which I don't understand what this is yet, he does have an option where at the 18-month mark, he can say, I'm done. I'm leaving when my contract's up. I don't know if that means that if he gives that notice, he can talk with other companies, or if that means he can leave. I don't know exactly what this 18-month option is, because I don't think it's an out since he signed a full 2-year deal. Knowing WWE, they'll make him work that 2 years.
Yeah, they're gonna put him to work. They're gonna milk every dollar that he has left.
Because if this was a 18-month out, they would have just said, okay, you can take the 18 months, and at 18 months we'll renegotiate. So I'm a little confused what this 18-month option thing is. We'll have to look more into that. But
Wild Boy, this has been something that's been planned for a whole long time. This has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
What?
But I get where you're coming from.
Ray and the
how convenient it is for him to come back.
They've been talking to Ray to come back since Royal Rumble, which was before they set him up for 2K.
God, didn't they drag him out to Saudi Arabia?
He was in the regular Royal Rumble, and he was in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
God, remember the Greatest Royal... So I guess we're not going to get a Greatest Royal Rumble. We're going to get the World Cup.
What do you mean?
How stupid is that? We're not going to get... Well, yeah, I guess Greatest Royal Rumble was the name of the pay-per-view.
We already had a Greatest Royal Rumble.
Was that also the name of the match?
Yeah, because there was 50 men in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
God, that was...
It's just like the Royal Rumble pay-per-view also has the Royal Rumble match.
That was kind of dumb.
So speaking of Saudi Arabia...
Real quick. Before we get off the topic of Rey Mysterio, from the 215, they said... I'm going to open it up so I can get the full match. The same way Nakamura debuted with like a video package, I'd love to see Paige come out and reveal that in 2 weeks at SmackDown 1000, Rey Mysterio will be taking on Nakamura for that U.S. belt. They can build for 2 weeks through social media and video packages as well.
It would be cool.
I think that'd be cool. I think it's very easy. The only thing is I would want his first match back to be a win.
He can win the title.
Can he?
Why not?
Because wouldn't that make Nakamura just look god-awful?
No, because then Nakamura can feud with Rey over the title for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know why I'm thinking if Nakamura...
I mean, he can always win it back whenever.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't flip-flop titles.
You know what I do want to see? I doubt we'll get it, but it'd be really cool.
Rey versus Almas?
No, I just want something good. It does involve Almas. I want something to just LWO me. Just give me an LWO, please. Ooh, on the custom tees, you can make an LWO shirt.
They've got like every logo in their catalog on that custom tee page website.
Really?
Basically, is what I've noticed.
I'm gonna mess around with that.
Any logo that's ever had any sort of buzz is on there. And then they've also got other ones. Like there's one that like it says Balor Club and like
This one's literally just a picture of Ember Moon and Braun Strowman together.
well they probably threw that together Monday. Because they have shirts or custom logos for shirts for every mixed match challenge team.
I do appreciate them basically saying, yes, we know our designs are trash. Come make better ones for us.
Well, no, you can't make your own logo.
You can't make your own logo, but you can take the logos that they have and.
Well, but all this custom tees page is you take their logo, you pick what color shirt it's on, and then they'll, you pay for it, they ship it.
I kind of like this like Team Balor and Bailey, and the Bailey logo looks like kind of like the Robin logo.
Oh,
anyway, let's
yeah.
continue. Ray versus Ricochet, says J1 Flight, and Sergio Gomez says Cruiserweight Takeover.
Huh? Oh,
Oscar Streams Rodriguez says, do you guys think that WWE should look at it? Oh, no, we've already talked about it. No, it wouldn't make sense for WWE to have an off season.
No.
WWE have like baseball has an off season because after the World Series, guys get time to go home.
Right.
And then spring training rolls around, I don't know, 3 months after the World Series ends. In WWE, the idea is that it's think of like Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives doesn't ever take holidays. They're filming 24/7.
Right.
And so is WWE, and that just makes them up. So you wanted to talk about Saudi Arabia.
So,
for some reason.
They're going back to Saudi Arabia. This time in Saudi Arabia, they're not doing like the greatest Royal Rumble or like some were joking around the greatest SummerSlam or the greatest Survivor Series. They're doing the crown jewel with the WWE World Cup. Now, we don't know too many details other than the tournament's most likely only taking place. The way they worded it is the WWE World Cup taking place at Crown Jewel. So we don't know too many details, but we're gonna assume it's an 8-man tournament. So we're gonna give you our 8 men that we would like to see in this WWE World Cup tournament. Give me your first 2.
Are these like in order?
It doesn't have to be in no specific order. We're not matching them up. Just no specific order.
Cena Roman.
You can't do Roman.
2.
Roman's defending his title.
Okay,
That's
fine. I'll
announced.
take that's fine. I'll take out Roman and I'll put Black.
Aleister Black. Interesting. My first 2 would be Kevin Owens and Finn Balor.
How about you just run down your list, I run down my list.
All right, go for it.
All right, so I've got Cena, Black, Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, Adam Cole, Andrade Cien Almas, and Kevin Owens. Now, I went with these names to be in that tournament as a very popular name, Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them, just guys that could really use something.
Now, here's my question. You said AJ. So, I mean, you don't think AJ will have the belt by November 2nd?
It means I got to take AJ off, huh?
I would assume no champions in this.
All right, so I'll take off AJ and I'll put Gargano. Put Gargano.
Surprised you didn't put the man that I have on my list. So I've got Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Andrade Cien Almas,
okay,
Rusev,
okay,
Randy Orton.
Oh, it's a good. Those are also 2 good ones right there.
Bobby Lashley, Adam Cole,
baby,
and also from NXT, Velveteen Dream.
Hit it.
There you go. That's my World Cup lineup.
See, I don't know what they're gonna do with this.
Yeah, I don't either. But I was just thinking
What's the intention?
I mean, what was the intention of the greatest Royal Rumble?
Absolutely nothing. Give Braun a big green belt
that they never, ever see again.
God,
did he ever come out? Did he ever come out with that? Like at least once on Raw?
Then for the next Raw he was scheduled for, they were going to put him in a 6-man tag. They put in a picture with him with the belt on. They took that picture down and re-uploaded it without the belt.
Right, I knew that, but I don't think he ever even came out with the belt.
Don't think he ever came out.
I think that belt stayed in Saudi Arabia. Probably have it on display at the embassy or something.
When are the NXT tapings?
Tomorrow night.
Okay, Joshua, why are you lying to us then?
Why?
Look at chat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Because they're not... Never mind. I'm not even going to...
I know.
We don't need any of that.
His dogs are so adorable, though.
Who?
Callie and Mocha. Stone Cold?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Callie and Mocha? Love them.
Stone Cold living that Cali life now.
What about Ricochet, says Gabriel Perez? He says that he can entertain the audience.
I wasn't putting any champions in my World Cup. Ricochet would be a good one, but he's a champion, so I wasn't putting any champions.
Well, he's not a main roster champion, so it's not
True.
like it would too heavily affect.
True. But also, thinking about it though, I would say, because it's Saudi Arabia and apparently they like big men, take out Adam Cole or Dream for Lars Sullivan.
Do you think Strowman will be in this thing again?
In the World Cup?
Yeah.
Did you not watch Raw?
Shut up. I know. Well, it doesn't mean
triple
that
threat
can't
for
be
the
in
Universal title, brother.
It doesn't mean he can't be in 2 matches.
Yeah, but if he's gonna be in the World Cup, he ain't winning the Universal belt.
Shut up.
Here you go. He could do that. Here's a way how he could, which wouldn't work because I doubt the Universal title match goes on before the finals of the World Cup.
That's what I was just about. What main evented?
What?
The Greatest Royal Rumble main evented.
The Rumble main evented, yes. Now, here's my theory, maybe. The Universal title match... See, this wouldn't work, though. Universal title match goes on early. Braun loses. He beats somebody up to take their spot in the World Cup, and then he wins the World Cup because they announced the World Cups for a title shot. But I would assume by the time the Universal title match comes around, even if the World Cup finals is going on last, the first round would be done by then.
Exactly. I'm assuming the first round would be done. I don't know. It's rather
You
weird.
remember who else took somebody out to get a championship opportunity and ended up winning the belt?
Rikishi.
No. Think about...
He did it for The Rock.
Think about it. Ultimate opportunist. As Kofi Kingston was coming out for the Elimination Chamber, he was attacked by Edge. Edge jumped in his pod and said, "Hey, I'm in this match," and ended up winning the world title.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of snuck up and beat him, let's talk a little bit about this NXT mystery murderer, not murder, like guy that just
Who
beat
done
up
it?
Black story. Who done it storyline?
I have no freaking clue.
I don't know either, and I really like the fact that I don't know. I want to know your guys. Who do you guys think?
I think it's the missing man. Do you know who the missing man is?
Real quick, if you guys do have any thoughts about who the mystery attacker could be, you can text it into 510-906-1341. That's 510-906-1341. The missing man?
Think
Lars?
about it. No. Who's everybody up in arms about missing?
The missing man. It's not Lars?
No.
Who?
Who's everyone?
Give me a hint.
Who's everybody mad about because they're not included in something?
Oh, Ciampa?
It could have been.
I don't know. I really like what he said on Twitter when he was like, "Look, if I beat up Aleister Black, I'd be bragging about it, right? I'd be boasting about how I just kicked his ass."
Lars basically said the same thing as well.
Oh, gain down a little? My gain too high?
It was.
I was also right on the mic.
That might have been it then. Okay, anyways.
Ooh, Joshua says Matt Riddle.
No. I don't think so because Riddle's going to feud with
Keith.
With
Ono.
Because Ono literally said, "When your shiny toy gets here, let me know and I'll take him out or I'll take care of him, bro."
God, I love Matt Riddle. How much more do you think we could talk about Riddle on this show?
I don't know.
Not enough.
I mean,
Israel says Tim and Nick. What about Keith Lee?
It's got to be a heel that attacks.
J1 Flythe, same.
I don't think they would have a babyface attack Aleister Black.
Could be that could be the start of a heel turn. I did it for The Rock. I
Mm,
did it. I did it for The Rock.
I did it for the heel turn.
So what do you think about Ciampa now having theme music to come out to?
I really don't care either way. I thought it was cool that he didn't have theme music because it just made him seem more badass, but it doesn't. His theme's pretty badass now anyways, so.
So here's the thing, and a lot of people are like, oh, I loved hearing the crowd boo him, say F you, all that stuff. Yeah, a-hole, whatever. Here's the thing, that was bound to die down after a while.
Yeah.
That was bound to stop. It was great that first time at that first pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
It was perfect. And then at the second one, I was like, okay. And then the third one, they were like, yep, all right. He's still an asshole, I guess. But I think at some point, you just got to be like, dude, come on. Come out to something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't mind either way because I like his new theme.
I like
if it was something dumb, then I'd be like, yeah, no, just go to no music. But his new theme's pretty good.
I think this is Eliezer Gutierrez. Has Nikki Cross done it?
Oh, she's the missing woman.
Yeah, she's the missing woman.
I'm still so confused. By the way, talking about 2K19.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about 2K19.
All of the YouTubers who were brought out to the Performance Center last week to play the game early will be starting tomorrow, dropping their exclusive early access footage.
Thank you, Macho T. Hall, for letting us use anything that we want.
Actually, Macho dropped some info about where to see what, and I'm going to pull his tweet up right now.
Macho T. Hall is such a sweetheart. Go follow him on Twitter. I love him. He's
Macho
so
T.
nice. Tell him that we sent you, though.
Let me pull up his tweet really fast so I can tell you guys exactly what he kind of gave. Who's going to... Okay, so he is at It's Macho T. So Chris Danker, who is also DankOps on YouTube, will be dropping all the videos of the female wrestler entrances.
Cool.
It's Brandon... I don't even know who this guy is. I've never seen him before. Brandon Collymore. Yeah, Brandon does... I think his name is on Twitter is Brandon Does Everything. We'll be dropping the entrances of the Cruiserweights. And Macho T will be dropping the entrances of anybody that is new or debuting in the game.
I dig it.
There you go. If you want to see, starting tomorrow, the different entrances. And that's not all they're dropping. They're dropping all kinds of exclusive footage, stuff we haven't seen yet. That's why a lot of those guys couldn't do of that trailer that came out last week with like the House of Horrors and stuff. They couldn't do a proper breakdown of that trailer because the day the trailer came out, they were playing the game and they knew stuff they weren't allowed to talk about till tomorrow.
God, that looks so sick.
So starting tomorrow, I think it's 10.
Are we?
Huh?
Are we planning on doing that? What Super? I don't know how to pronounce your fucking name. Said in chat.
Oh, I'll be playing it the night it comes out. Fuck yeah.
Because we did that. We streamed for like
I've done that
5
the last
hours.
3 years. I've done that ever since every year that we've had PWU and the new WWE games came out. I streamed last year. We streamed for 5.5 hours, if not longer.
Yeah, we streamed for 5.5. I remember that 5.5.
Father Sasuke. I doubt they add war games. They could, but I don't. I don't know.
That'd be cool. I'd enjoy that a lot.
Apparently, who was it? There was one wrestler. Who was it? Now I can't remember. Who said that they played the game, and there's stuff you're just gonna. Oh, fuck. Who was it? Might have been Mansoor. Manny Fabarino said that he got to play the game, and he's like, "You guys are gonna be excited."
I can pull up the direct tweet right now.
Well, that's what I was about to.
I love Manny Fabarino so much. I wonder if he's called Manny Fabarino. No, he's not. He's Mansoor.
Yeah.
I can't get the tweet up, but regardless, he said, "I can't wait for you guys to see all the little secrets and surprises in there." That's gonna be so fun. Yeah, we should like.
So finally, starting tomorrow, we'll know.
The House of Horrors thing does look really, really interesting.
Yeah. Why could I not find his Twitter?
Major Tom, we don't know. We haven't seen the game yet.
What's the question?
He just said no new gameplay changes. Yes.
Oh well, no. There's stuff that apparently there's some crazy stuff that they haven't even talked. No, like All I've been told is there's some stuff that you're not going to
what's-
expect that's going to be pretty sick.
What's one feature you want?
One feature?
One feature. You know what I want?
Man, that's tough.
I want better backstage brawls.
Right.
And I also want the ability, if you break a table, to use pieces of the table. Kind of like Brock did. You know what I mean?
Right. So I got his tweet. It says, "I'm excited for people to play WWE 2K19. I'm going to pop off when y'all find some of the surprises in that bad boy."
I hope it's him. I hope he's the surprise.
That's what
I hope
somebody
they have,
said.
Like, the Saudi pack.
Oh Lord.
I would love.
Well, they've announced. They've apparently announced the full roster and the full DLC roster. Freaking Mike and Maria.
Who cares?
Everyone keeps saying GM mode. I guess the one cool thing about GM mode that makes it different than universe mode is you have that salary cap thing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's what makes it. Because one person actually messaged me recently and goes, "Why is everybody so mad about no GM mode? Isn't it the same as universe?" And I was just like, well, isn't like the big difference that you've got the whole salary cap where you can only, draft X amount of guys until you run out of money, but then you can trade from different rosters.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I do remember with GM mode, after every show, your show gets a star rating. They don't do that in universe mode.
Don't the matches, just the matches, get star ratings now?
In universe mode?
Mm-hmm.
That depends on how you play them. Every match you play gets a star rating.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. That's not a real star rating. That's just you keep doing stuff. You play a long enough match, you'll get a 5-star match every time.
Sergio Gutierrez says, "I wish there was a mode where you can create your own faction." I believe they do.
I think it's called Create a Stable.
Yeah, create a stable.
You go and create a tag team. You can have like up to 4 or 5 guys in the tag team.
What is your
I think they're gonna have custom briefcases this year.
What is your dream stable?
Like any wrestlers from anywhere.
Let's talk about current WWE guys.
Current WWE guys.
What would be a cool stable?
Ooh, it's a tough one. Maybe I don't know.
I liked what people floated around with the whole new evolution with Joe Owens. Throw Cole in there, or Dunn.
It would have been done, yeah.
I like that. I thought that was cool.
Joe Owens. So you would have Joe as
the muscle.
Right. Owens as the guy that can just do anything.
Dunn as the
young upstart.
Basically the Randy Orton of it.
Right. And now if you were going to book a new evolution, you would need the legend.
Triple H.
Well, no. Well, yeah, okay. You have Triple H as in the Ric Flair spot.
You say the role, I say the name of the person.
The Ric Flair legend mentor spot.
Triple H.
Which one
Cole
would be
Dunn?
Cole and Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd say screw Undisputed Era.
Yes, because I think Undisputed Era will do fine on their own. I think Kyle O'Reilly's got the comedic timing. Bobby Fish has got the wrestling ability, and Kyle O'Reilly also has the wrestling.
Kyle O'Reilly's got that martial arts Muay Thai
Roderick
background.
Strong is literally just a human suplex machine inside of a body.
He's a backbreaker machine.
He's literally
King
terrifying
the
to watch. My spine So do him and Alexander have the same finisher?
Cedric Alexander?
Yes. What other Alexander would I be talking about?
Wolf?
Shut up.
I don't know. I think it might be similar. I don't know if it's the exact same.
Hey, before we start to wrap up here.
Yo.
You know what I thought about?
I don't know.
You know what's a big name they wanted for Saudi Arabia?
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Well, you know it was a big name they wanted that they couldn't get?
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna and Warrior. But no, I know what you're getting at.
But you know who they can get now?
Mr. Hulk Hogan.
Mr. Hulk Hogan. That'd be interesting, man. I don't know.
Would be. They did
I don't know.
ask about him first time around.
What do you think? Do you think he'd do it?
Oh, I don't see why he wouldn't.
Do you
Any way to
think
get in WWE's good graces. And get a good payday for flying to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, seriously, man.
What do you think about...
Go ahead.
What do you think about Kane going out there? Did you see what they did? What
Yeah.
WWE did is basically Kane's payment for Saudi Arabia.
What do you mean payment for Saudi Arabia?
Like, apparently... Hold on, let me pull it up. I don't want to misquote this. This is pretty interesting.
Because I hadn't heard about this. I've been kind of like shunned from the wrestling world the last 2 days with work and class.
Hold on, let me pull this up. Where is it? All right, here it is.
Excuse me. That'd be a PR nightmare in the Western world, though. Not really.
So, WWE,
Not really. Not as much as you think anymore.
WWE. This is for him to go to Super Showdown. WWE will be donating $100,000 to the Knoxville Public Safety Foundation in order to use their mayor for a business trip to Saudi or to Australia. $100,000 to the Knoxville Public Safety Foundation so they can have Kane in Undertaker's corner at Super Showdown.
They're literally... Oh, my God.
In a press release issued to WBIR, Vince McMahon stated, "I appreciate his gesture to the heroes who selfishly put themselves in harm's way and look forward to his continued progress in his mission." Kane, Glenn Jacobs would go on to say, "This $100,000 is a significant contribution, especially for the families of fallen police officers or firefighters that could help them through this transition of losing a loved one. I'm extremely proud that my career within the WWE will have a positive impact on the community throughout my role as Knox County Mayor."
Good Lord. Do you think Vince even knows where Knox County is? Do you think Vince cares where Knox County is?
Probably not. He's probably just like, "What do you need? How do we get you to Australia so you can set up Saudi Arabia?" So, $100,000? That's nothing. We're making $58 million on this show.
You only need 100,000? That's like pocket change here. He just throws a money clip at
If
him.
they make $58 million for Saudi Arabia, this 100,000's nothing.
Let me just dip into my XFL funds. Don't mind me.
Actually, Vince should have waited about 3 months to get that XFL money. Because he sold off like 100,000 stocks or whatever.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like $100,000 in stock to put the money towards Alpha Entertainment and XFL. Apparently, he did that right before the stock started rising. If he would have waited like 2-3 months, he would have had 4 times as much money for the same amount of stocks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Rusev lives in Knox County? Yeah, he lives in Tennessee.
Rusev and Lana live in Nashville.
Yeah, he lives in Nashville.
They live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight to the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. My name is Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at PWU_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited, Facebook/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Pro Wrestling Unlimited right there. Check out our friends over at Fightful. Sean Rossap, Jimmy Van, Melissa over at Fightful.com, and also don't forget at Fightful Online. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Timmy Buddy.
You're the... Aw, thanks, Travis. Travis Ray says, "You're the 10 I see, Nick." We will be back No, we record tomorrow, but we will be back Friday with the Fightful Wrestling Weekly.
Yep.
And then there may not be a weekly next week.
Huh?
There may not be a weekly next week.
Oh, yes, because we may be traveling.
We may be traveling to Long Beach for New Japan.
Yeah, we may be traveling for New Japan. Yeah.
Kimberly, how do you not have a Twitter? It is 2018.
Oh, I don't have a Twitter.
Night PWU.
Who said I don't have a Twitter?
No, Kimberly says that she doesn't have a Twitter. That's
You said my name and then you said I was like, what?
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I mean, my best friend just got a Twitter like a week and a half ago. He never realized what Twitter was all about, and he's a network securities guy. So he created a Twitter. Within a week, he got like offers to like write blogs for like big companies and stuff, and all just because he made a Twitter. I was like, bro, I told you this a year ago. Make a Twitter and it'll help your career, and it has.
What does he write? Like, what kind of blogs? Like sports blogs or?
No. It's for network securities.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he wrote one for. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a big company though. That he suggested, like somebody wrote something on Twitter. He suggested something in a reply, and they were like, "You want to write it for our website?"
Jeez.
And he was like, "Well, yeah." And they put all it, and like he was like, "Yeah," because it gets more publicity for me because they put all his contact info at the bottom of the post he wrote.
Cool.
I was like,
well,
you didn't want to listen to me about why you need a Twitter.
Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys Friday for the weekly and then Monday for the podcast. See you guys later.
Have a good one.